If you've played any of Yoko Taro's games, he's a man who loves complicated storytelling and doesn't hold anything back. To dark fantasy lands with dragons and magic, to modern day dystopias with androids and aliens, and somehow all of these things are within the same series. So in the quickest way possible, I'm going to tell you how we start in Drakengard 3, get to Drakengard 1, and then get the beginning of NieR Replicant. So in the beginning, there was a white flower. Where this flower came from or who created it is unknown. But what we do know is that this flower wants to destroy the world. Eventually, the flower finds its way to a sex worker on her deathbed and revives her by implanting itself in the girl's eye, making her the first intoner by giving her the power of song. This girl is Zero, the protagonist of Drakengard 3. But after learning about the flower's intentions, she tries to remove it and she fails. So she attempts suicide. The flower in response creates 5 sisters named 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to preserve its plan to destroy the world. So Zero recruits a dragon named Michael to help her hunt down her 5 sisters and to kill her afterwards with the flower so they can save the world. The 5 sisters were seen as goddesses throughout Midgard because they killed the evil rulers and quickly made Zero a well-known criminal because of her intentions. Eventually, Zero and Michael face off against her younger sisters. This encounter leaves Zero missing an arm, Michael near death, and all of her sisters alive. So Zero takes a year to recover from that battle, and in that time, Michael reincarnates as Mikhail. So Zero and her new dragon successfully take down all of her sisters one at a time. But in the battle against 1, Mikhail sacrifices himself so Zero could win, which she does. But immediately after killing 1, her brother named Brother 1 kills Zero. He was created as a backup in case anything happens to 1. Then he establishes the Cult of the Watchers, who are the main antagonist group of Drakengard 1. Many years later, Midgard is consumed by a war between 2 factions, the Union and the Empire. The Empire is controlled by the Cult of the Watchers, which was created by Brother 1. But at this point in time, he's been dead for a while, so his ancestors led the cult instead, passing down leadership to the current High Priestess Mana. The Cult of the Watchers have a very simple goal: to destroy the seals of Midgard so they can access the seeds of resurrection so they can summon the Watchers to the living world. Now with our antagonists and their motivations out of the way, let's get to the story. Starting with Kame, one of the 2 protagonists, who is a prince who left his kingdom in order to fight the Empire so he could get revenge on the Cult of the Watchers for sending a black dragon to kill his parents. Within the first battle of the game, Kame is gravely injured and finds our second protagonist, a red dragon named Angelus, who hates humanity but is also on the brink of death. She agrees to make a pact with him. A pact within Drakengard is when 2 beings merge their souls or life force together to gain more power, with the human usually sacrificing something of value. And in the case of Kame, he loses his voice. Kame and Angelus fight their way to Kame's sister, Furiae, who is one of the 4 seals of Midgard. Unfortunately, soon after finding her and traveling for a while, she gets kidnapped by the Empire. After that, Kame joins forces with Leonard, Arios, and Sere, who all have a reason to fight the Empire. But even after joining forces, they fail to stop the Empire from destroying the first 3 seals, leaving Furiae as the last one. The party eventually gets to the Sky Fortress, the strongest warship that the Empire has, and this is where Mana and Furiae are. But after meeting Mana face to face, the party figures out that she's been controlled by the Watchers the entire time. So Golem, Ceres' pact partner, crushes Mana to put her out of her misery. But this causes the Sky Fortress to collapse, which Furiae does not escape from, meaning that all of the seals are broken and the Seeds of Resurrection can summon a Watcher called the Queen Beast with her minions. So Angelus and Kame follow the Queen Beast to our dimension, appearing in 2003 Tokyo. But immediately after defeating her, Kame and Angelus are shot down by the Japanese military. After Kame and Angelus were shot down, the Queen Beast's body dissolved into particles known as demonic element or meso. The meso caused a disease called white chlorination syndrome, which gave you two choices: give up your free will and serve the Watchers, or reject that offer and become a statue of salt, which leads to the horrible state of the world in the beginning of NieR Replicant. If you want to see more videos like this one, they're on the screen right now, and subscribe with notifications turned on to see my videos on Stormblood, NieR 1.22, and Shadowbringers. And with that being said, it's been Skipx, and I'm out.